This is WCTI News Channel 12 this morning.
An autopsy expected to happen today on remains found in the area who police say they could belong to.
We're going to see lots of sunshine around today for Greenville, Williamson, Windsor, and all of eastern North Carolina, but running a little bit below normal as far as those temps are concerned.
Going to see little ghouls and ghosts hitting the streets of downtown New Bern today. I'll tell you why coming up.
Tuesday morning, it's 5 o'clock. Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Stowe with you here, delivering good news. We've got a high pressure and control of our weather, giving us nothing but sunny skies today, but we're actually starting off those temperatures about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than where we were this time yesterday. Some 30s showing up, 37 Kenansville, Kinston, 38 in Goldsboro, 41 in Greenville, thanks to clear skies and light winds across the area here, and we're just into the 40s along the coast as well. Contractors, no problems for the day today, and sunshine around, no problems if you've got some concrete to pour or doing some trussing or roof work for us here, and no issues whatsoever here for the next couple days. That sunshine slowly warming us up out of the 30s and 40s this morning, and not even getting us to 60 by lunchtime. But don't worry, a warm-up is coming our way for the middle of the week. I'll let you know how warm we're going to get when our next chance of rainfall is in less than 10.
Well, an autopsy is scheduled today for the skeletal remains found in a wooded area near Pelletier in Carteret County. The remains might be those of a missing woman we first told you about in August. Deer hunters found the remains Saturday. Officials with the Carteret County Sheriff's Office say they could be those of Kristen Bennett, and she went missing on August 14th. Bennett's boyfriend, Louis Trey Branch III, is charged with her murder. Investigators tell us the only other open missing persons case in the county is a homeless person, 49-year-old Linwood Sanders, who was reported missing September 20th in the Pelletier area. Well, tragic news this morning. The one-year-old victim of a dog attack in Rocky Mount has died. And an Edgecombe County sheriff's detective says that Trinity Harrell died as a result of her injuries. Detective Lieutenant E.W. Muse also says no charges are expected in this tragic accident. He says for continued prayers and asks for them for Trinity's family and the first responders who were involved. He also asks for restraint and respect for her family during this trying time. A woman whose one-year-old son was killed in floodwaters during Hurricane Florence is charged. Daisha Lee is charged with involuntary manslaughter and driving on a closed, unopened highway in connection to the death of her son, Caden Welch, according to the Union County Sheriff's Office. The mother reportedly drove onto NC 218, which was barricaded the night of September 16th. Caden was swept away by moving waters from Richardson Creek. His body was discovered and recovered the next day. Lee was served with a criminal summons and is due in court on November 20th. Well, Election Day is next Tuesday, and if you haven't already casted your votes, well, you have until then to make it official. We've been talking about the sheriff's races all across eastern North Carolina, and now we're going to take a look at the one taking place in Craven County. So News Channel 12's Nicole Griffin caught up with both candidates.
Here in Craven County, incumbent Sheriff Jerry Manette is going up against the Republican challenger Chip Hughes for the second time. Inside the sheriff's office, Jerry Manette feels proud of the work he's done as Craven County Sheriff for the last 24 years.
I just feel like that the experience has helped me. People know me, they know my track record, they know my personality, they know the kind of person that I am, and I believe that's going to speak volumes.
He has a clear picture for what he'd like to accomplish in another term.
Well, what I want to do is one of the biggest things that I have seen as we're dealing with the opioid crisis and we're dealing with our school safety issues. We want to make sure our kids are safe in school. So we'll continue to focus on those major areas.
He also plans to focus on our jail system.
Mental health issues in the jail is something that's got to be done there. We seem to be the sole depository many times for anyone with mental health issues, and in reality they should be hospitalized somewhere.
Chip Hughes is a former highway patrol officer, and he sees those problems as well. He says he'll use his years of experience to tackle them if elected.
I've got over 30 years of law enforcement experience, prior military. My experience is at the federal, state, and local level.
Talking to the people of Craven County, he wants to take on the opioid epidemic.
They want the heroin and opioid addiction, they want that addressed. And, we have to address it from multifaceted, not only the enforcement standpoint, but how do we treat these people?
And plans to add more school security.
It's also my goal to make sure that every school in this county has a school resource officer, and we have a plan to implement that immediately.
He also sees the need to put an end to animal cruelty.
The Sheriff's Office will have a zero tolerance for animal neglect and abuse, and we will aggressively go after those that think it's okay to perform this type of criminal activity in our county.
While these candidates are going head-to-head on November 6th, no matter the politics, they want everyone to make their voices heard.
I just encourage people to get out on Election Day and vote. Regardless, I'm asking them for my vote, but just get out and exercise your right.
Just get out and vote. Regardless of how you vote, get out and vote because it's so important.
Reporting in New Bern, Nicole Griffin for News Channel 12.
Well, big news from Aces for Autism. The center announced plans for a 23-acre camp devoted to helping children with autism. Aces for Autism earlier this month completed the purchase of the land, which is on Worthington Road beside Christ Covenant School. The organization plans to launch a $12 million capital campaign in 2019 and hopes to break ground the same year. Well, Halloween may not be here until tomorrow, but Deja Jones is out in New Bern this morning where little monsters and creatures of all kinds are set to take the streets in just a matter of hours. And we have a live report from Deja right now on the cutest parade in town.
That's absolutely right, Lauren. Good morning, everyone. I'm here in downtown New Bern, right at the intersection of Broad and Middle Street, where around 9:30 this morning, we are going to see preschoolers making their way out into this grass lawn. All preschoolers are invited to come and dress up in their favorite non-scary costumes because they are going to be parading downtown. It is set to be the cutest parade you ever did see. And if you do happen to drive by and see the kiddos marching down, don't worry, you didn't miss Halloween. This is just a warm-up, I guess you could say, for the kiddos to get to show off those costumes. So they're going to start here. They're going to end up at Union Point Park, where they're going to have a bunch of games and festivities and food for the kids. And they say, parents, friends, family, even dogs on leashes are welcome to attend this parade. It's going to be happening again at 9:30 here in downtown New Bern. And again, if you see them, make sure to wave, drive safely, watch out for the kiddos because they're going to be showing off their Halloween costumes. Reporting live in New Bern, I'm Deja Jones for News Channel 12.
All right, thank you, Deja, for that update there. Well, when we return, first declared missing, now wanted. The man you see there, why police are looking for him. Next.
Time is 5:09, and we've got hardly any cloud cover east of the Mississippi River, and a lot of that has to do with the way the jet stream is configured. You've got the upper level ridge kind of sitting down here in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's eventually going to allow us to see a flood of some warmer air coming our way going into the middle part of this week. Notice the jet stream here by Thursday. We've got that southwesterly flow bringing that warmth our way, but as we head into the weekend, we've got a storm system we're going to be tracking in here. Now, out ahead of it, we've got that warm southwesterly wind. That'll get those temperatures into the probably 80-degree range by Thursday and still hold us into the 70s on Friday, but cool us down slightly going in through the second half of the weekend, although don't worry, we warm right back up again as we head into the early part of next week before another charge of colder air comes our way. So it's that transition season. It's that time of year where we're under the influence as far as the jet stream is concerned. 60s for today, 70s in here for tomorrow. Out ahead of that front, like I said, we may make a run at 80 degrees in here on Thursday before we cool those temperatures back down as we do head on into the weekend.
All right, Les. Well, a man missing in Greene County is now wanted for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, financial card theft, and obtaining property by false pretenses. Authorities say 40-year-old Devin Bigler has been missing for about a week now, but there have been several sightings of him, and one of those sightings spotted him around 3 o'clock yesterday morning in the Fort Run area. Greene County Sheriff Lemmy Smith reports that Bigler was originally reported as missing and last seen driving a silver 2009 Chevy Tahoe. Anyone with information is asked to call the Greene County Sheriff's Office. A jewelry store is targeting service members at Camp Lejeune in Fort Bragg. Now, Attorney General Josh Stein is investigating the store for its business practices. Harris Jewelry sells lines of military-themed jewelry and other items. North Carolina is one of 14 states investigating the company's sales practices. The Duplin County Sheriff's Office needs your help. A $1,500 reward is offered for any information leading to the arrest of the person responsible for the larceny of firearms from an address on North NC Highway 11 near Pink Hill. The larceny was reported on Thursday, October 18th. You can contact the Sheriff's Office with any information. The time is 5:12 as you're watching News Channel 12 this morning, and 6 amendments on the ballot this fall. So coming up next, we take a deeper dive into the motivation behind one of them.
Time is 5:15. Let's check in over at Greenville Boulevard for us early this morning. We've got clear skies and light winds out there, setting us up for a rather chilly start to the morning hours here. And we are going to continue to see that sunshine around as we go on through the day today. So if you're getting ready to step out the door, make sure you've got the sunglasses with you. Doing some traveling along Highway 70, 17, or I-95 or 40. Yeah, chilly, cool, clear start for the morning hours here. And we are going to be looking at those temperatures getting out the door this morning. Sunrise, 7:27 officially for us here. Starting off upper 30s and low 40s and only slowly working their way through the 40s into the 50s as we head on in through the afternoon hours today. But like I say, wall-to-wall sunshine around for us this afternoon. Temperatures, I'm calling it seasonably cool. We should be into the low 70s. We're only going to top out into the mid to upper 60s for us today. But if you're doing any traveling across Virginia, the Carolinas, we've got wall-to-wall sunshine around. Talking about mid-60s if you're heading to Raleigh-Durham, or upper 60s out towards Charlotte, and closer to 70 degrees as you head down towards Myrtle Beach or even Charleston.
Getting a look at our top stories this morning, Governor Roy Cooper will visit Craven County today. He will first go to Craven County Disaster Recovery Center in Havelock. He'll then travel and tour Gerganis Elementary School, and finishing it all off, he will meet with first responders and local officials in the county. Get a head start on Halloween with the Atlantic Beach Police Department's Spooky Seas Trunk or Treat. It's happening tonight from 6 until 8 p.m. in Town Park. The event is free to attend and will feature a photo booth, candy, music, games, and $1 mini golf. Happening tonight for active duty families only, Trunk or Treat at Lanham Field in Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point. Dress in your favorite costume for games, face painting, and more. Trunk or Treat is from 5 to 7 p.m. Well, early voting is well underway, but for those of you that are still waiting to cast your ballot, we take a look at a proposed amendment called Marcy's Law. Morgan Newell has more.
The criminal who tore your life apart is walking free, but you may never know.
You might have seen this commercial. It is for Marcy's Law, an amendment on this election's ballot.
It levels the playing field with the accused, and puts equal rights with the accused, and puts enforcement mechanisms to ensure that these rights are being adhered to.
This sign was set out to oppose all the amendments, including Marcy's Law. Field correspondent for Democracy NC says the organization has come out against the amendment, saying it's misleading and unnecessary.
We already have protections in place for victims, like legitimate victims. What we don't want to see is a constitutional amendment that will upend the justice system and actually make it harder for true victims of things like domestic violence.
Democracy NC says the amendment will clog up the courts, and the ACLU says it'll cost millions of dollars.
They conservatively estimate that it will cost $46 million just to implement this law, and then another $30 million every year after that. And so then you say, so what's the benefit for it?
Sinclair says this isn't true.
Zero evidence of the court system being slowed down or it costing the court system more dollars to enforce these rights. So while some people may argue that it would slow down the court system, it's just not true.
He says it will only take $11 million to implement. Sinclair thinks no amount of money should stop victims from getting rights.
That is a pittance compared to someone not having their rights adhered to. And we should be spending, money should not be a factor in this because it's of what victims go through.
Thompson says Democracy NC agrees victims should be protected, but the amendment isn't the way.
That's where the divisiveness comes in, because people have different agendas when it comes to the rights of victims. But we definitely want victims protected. We just know that this amendment is potentially going to do more harm than good.
All right, well, North Carolina has already cast more early voting ballots than it did during the last midterms in 2014. The Elections Board says more than 1.22 million people voted at early voting sites or by traditional mail-in ballots as of this afternoon, or yesterday afternoon, rather. Board spokesman Patrick Gannon says 1.18 million people voted in 2014. That number was exceeded yesterday. The Centers for Disease Control confirms 10 more cases of a polio-like illness that's shown up in states including North Carolina. According to the health agency, 72 cases of acute flaccid myelitis have been confirmed in 24 states this year. And as of Friday, 26 more patients are being tested. Now that increases the number of cases being investigated to 119. AFM is a rare but serious condition. It affects an area of the spinal cord and can cause paralysis. Almost all cases of AFM occur in children under the age of 18. Well, some troops are already there, thousands more arriving at the U.S.-Mexico border by the end of this week. And President Donald Trump sending more than 5,000 troops plus equipment to the southern border right now. We know that the nearest migrants traveling by foot are about 900 miles away. They're weeks away from arriving at the border, where many reportedly plan to seek asylum.
We will deploy over 5,200 soldiers to the southwest border. That's in addition to the 2,092 that are already employed from our National Guard, Operation Guardian Support.
A defense official says the new operation is expected to run from November 5th through December 15th. The current plan is to send the additional active duty troops to Brownsville, Texas, also to Arizona, and likely near San Diego, California as well. Well, today the first funerals are being held for those killed in the synagogue shooting over the weekend. Among them, two brothers, Cecil and David Rosenthal, will be laid to rest together. 11 people were killed in that shooting. The president and first lady will visit Pittsburgh to meet with the families of the victims. Well, the time is 5:20. Love them or hate them, but today is the day to celebrate those traffic cone-like candies. Yeah, coming up, we'll tell you why.
This is Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still.
That time is 5:23 for us here. Let's step out the door with clear skies and light winds across the area this morning, starting off on the chilly side, but we are going to see nothing but sunshine around as we do head on in through the day today. But like I said, though, a little bit below normal as far as temps are concerned. Williamson, Windsor, Oak City, Altlander, 63, 64, 65 degrees. That's running almost 10 degrees below average for this time of year. Not a whole lot warmer, even though as we head down into Duplin County, Onslow County, maybe some of those mid-60s like 65, 66, 67 showing up for us here. And not all that breezy, and again, lots of sunshine around for us here as we do head on in through the day today. Next door in Carteret County and Jones County, we're looking at those temperatures again with sunshine into the mid-60s. Winds are light and variable as the high pressure is retreating off of our coast now. And the same thing as we head to the Albemarle Sound counties, we'll be checking in with that sunshine. Only warming the temperatures up, though, into the mid-60s for the day today. Like I said, we do have calm winds across the area for us early this morning, where we do have the wind along the coast. It's light out of that northwesterly direction, and temperatures anywhere between about 10 to 15 degrees cooler this morning than yesterday morning. Look at all the 30s showing up for inland spots. 39 in Greenville, 37 in Kenansville, 47 in Havelock for us this morning, and hardly a cloud east of the Mississippi River right now. That's because we do have a big high pressure that is in control of our weather. Now, that high is going to dominate in our weather going through this week. It'll gradually retreat off of the coast. That's eventually going to allow this cold front to start to work its way back into the area. Once the high gets offshore, those winds go southwesterly. That's going to start to warm us up. We will start to see some high-level clouds maybe streaming in here from that late tomorrow afternoon, but still lots of sunshine around here for the next couple days. And even going into Thursday, the front is still off to our west. We've got that south-southwesterly flow of air in here A couple waves of low pressure tracking along that front well off to our west, and I think what that's going to do is we may start to see some high mid-level clouds build in here on Thursday, maybe a spotty shower along the coast. Otherwise, though, that front itself looks like it does come through on Friday. Maybe still a shower early Saturday morning, but no problems for ECU tailgating with a noon kickoff for us here. And skies will be clearing out as we go through the afternoon, and nothing more than maybe a spotty shower in here for Election Day as well on Tuesday.
Well, the FEMA Disaster Recovery Center in Newport will close Friday, and starting yesterday, the Recovery Center in Beaufort will have new operating hours. The hours are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Starting today, disaster survivors can get tips and advice on how to rebuild stronger against storm damage at Sound Ace Hardware in Emerald Isle. FEMA mitigation specialist can answer any and all questions about how repair, making disaster plans, or home repair rather, making disaster plans, putting together supply kits, and the importance of flood insurance. The team will be at Sound Ace Hardware until November 16th. After 45 years of rockin' and rollin' all night, KISS will go on its final tour ever and make a stop right in our state. The band will perform at PNC Arena in Raleigh April 6th, 2019. Meet and greet passes will go on sale tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on KISS's website. General admission tickets will go on sale on Friday at 10 a.m. on Live Nation's website. It's sweet, chewy, and sticks to your teeth. I'm talking about candy corn. It's been around since the 1800s, and today is the day we celebrate it. That's right, October 30th is National Candy Corn Day. Now you have an excuse to enjoy the traffic cone-looking candies before handing them out to eager trick-or-treaters. If you've ever wondered where candy corn gets its name, it is not because it's supposed to taste like corn or even because it's made using corn syrup. It's because the yellow, orange, and white colors are used to represent the colors of corn kernels, and it also kind of has the shape of a corn kernel. Go figure. Well, a student killed at school. Coming up, we tell you about the ties he had to our areas and how his family is responding.